Good morning everyone, welcome back to the vlog. I don't even know what day it is, what number, but I can tell you it's a grey and miserable day in Northern Ireland. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I slept like absolute shit. And I'm feeling it this morning. I mean, I got to bed just after midnight, then woke up at 2:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:00, 6:30. And I just feel like I have not got any rest whatsoever. Today's gonna be fun, but even though my vibes are remarkably low this morning, we still gotta do morning vibes, save lives. And today's track is Fastlane by AMAG. Let's go.
Pop the gas tank, welcome to the fast lane. Got stardust sitting in the ashtray. It's a good life, fuck a bad day. So I'ma live it up like it's my last day. I might start a rodeo.
Would you just look at that view? I think that's the best thing about winter, is seeing the sunsets early. That's us done for another day, but we're not finished being productive just yet. Fire straight on to the doctors. Let's get out there. Yee-hoo! This is actually the lightest it's been in months of me leaving work. Like, I don't actually need my headlights on at the moment. Here's the plan. Straight to the doctors, get registered, get home, change, meal prep, edit. Such a fun-filled evening. Then D&D. I forgot about it. Mate, you see, the second you turn, I don't know, I want to say 27, you understand that you truly do have a fight every day over time. Like, time really is the most valuable fucking thing you can have, because you can't just magic out more of it anymore. Like, I used to be able to, make up for it because I didn't sleep much. Like, I've always been a night owl and could easily, get by with 4 hours sleep. That's just not the case anymore. Like, if I get to bed at 2 o'clock, I need at least 6 hours now, minimum, at the very minimum. Whereas, I used to go to bed at 2 o'clock and get up at 6. That's fine. Or, not having to go to bed before midnight, basically. That's what, I actually need to get into that habit again of, going to bed before midnight so that my body has a full opportunity to go to fucking rest. Because I'm an old goddamn man now, as my significant other loves to point out. Like, even at this angle, I guarantee you're seeing grey hairs, which does my head in. Like, you see being speckled with grey? Oh, hate it. Like, I'd rather go full fox or not at all. It's the speckle that does me. But sure, what can you do? Emily and I have been talking a lot recently about going to see a mortgage advisor and looking to start moving towards buying our first house together. And it's really got me thinking how much I'm looking forward to actually owning our own place and being able to do whatever the fuck we want to it. Because there's my boss is one of those guys that has magic hands. Like, if you need to build something, he can do it. Just like, he's got one of those minds, he can think it out in his head and he knows how to do it. Or if he doesn't know, he'll work it out. And he's built 2 of his own houses, and he's in the process, in fact, he's just built all of the street lamps he wants for his house. Like, going up his driveway, he wants like street lamps, so he's just built them, and they're all like fucking 15 foot tall. He's like, yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna do it that way. You know, how many of us would just think, right, I need to find a supplier of street lamps. You look at a catalogue and think, right, I want those ones, I'm going to pick those ones out. I'm going to have to pay for a guy to come out and install them, and yeah, no, he just builds them. And it's really got me in the mindset of like, I want to do as much as I can with my own place. Like, my dad would be very handy and very hands-on as well. It's where I get kind of like my DIY kick from as well. And, you know, like, I've got a qualification in electrical engineering as well, so I'll be able to do a bit of my own sparking. And like, yeah, I'm really excited for getting my own space. And like, this setup will be insane. Like, I've already got a good setup, but like being able to like permanently attach things to walls and have like a floating desk instead of having to balance on like shitty IKEA legs or Alex drawers. Oh, it's gonna look amazing. Like, have a full wrap around the room of desk, and yeah, very excited. But also, as much as I am excited about building a load of stuff and working on a load of stuff, houses are so goddamn expensive. Jesus Christ. Like, so we're in a very nice house for the price we're paying, and ideally we'd want to be buying a house that's a similar size to the one we're living in at the moment. But trying to find a house that's a similar size to the one we're living in at the moment for the same prices we're paying at the moment is difficult without moving to an area that we wouldn't be fond of living in. So it's a big balancing act, and I don't know how quickly we're going to be able to get a house, but tell you what, those vlogs are going to be fucking sick. And with that, with the vlog that went live today for Emily's birthday, it was the first vlog that I incorporated using both my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and my phone, which is a Google Pixel Pro 7. So I've not seen any comments about, oh, there's a change in quality or it looks slightly different. They both can record in 4K. That's what they're uploaded in. So I've got an option there as well, so that, say, it's a lot more inconspicuous me holding up my phone than me walking around with a gimbal, you know. I know it is very small and it is inconspicuous for a camera, but it is still a camera. So it's going to give me the opportunity to vlog, you know, different opportunities, let's put it that way. That I'm looking very forward to. Usually I would just stick a hyperlapse on my way home from work, but I realise I'm halfway home already, and I've just been chatting breeze to you the whole time. Ah well, this is the vlog. This is what you come to expect from Trickster WTTM. But anyway, let's go back to the music.
Wild child, you know I can never lay low. Catch me if you can, okay if you say so. Pull up in a demon, but I pray up to the halo.
Oh, beautiful wee spot just outside. Amazing. And here we are outside the doctor's. I will report back in when I'm out, because let's face it, I'm not going to take you into the doctor's with us. Sorry. And that's us. Hopefully all registered. The nurse who was taking us through there was absolutely delightful, and 10 out of 10, NHS gets a bad rep, and she was class. So hopefully that means I'm going to be registered as of tomorrow morning, so I'll be able to book an appointment to see if I can't get my head sorted, as in, you know, migraines and tension headaches, and yeah, probably need some mental health stuff too, but you know, I've been raw dogging this mental illness for 30 years. We'll see what happens. And we're finally home. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, okay, how you doing?
I'm home.
Yay.
Good day?
Long.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, I did something really stupid last night. What did you do? So on our way home, I had the hyperlapse on.
On our way home from your parents?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I had the hyperlapse on to do some driving footage, and then forgot to turn it off for the rest of the night. So all of the clips are...
You're stupid.
I am stupid. So I definitely have to fake it. I definitely didn't already tell Emily the story and just said I have to redo that for the vlog. Definitely not. That wouldn't be me. So, welcome to Cook Along with Sam. Oh. Right, so we're going to do some meal prep for the week, which essentially just means make massive portion and then microwave it for the rest of the week. So get out all the ingredients first. Start with the veg because the chicken had gone off. So Emily's running around to the shop to get some more chicken. So we'll start by chopping up the veg. We actually cheat in this house when it comes to prepping veg because we have one of these and it has a slicer on it and it just makes life so much easier. Like these mushrooms, you don't even have to stalk them, you just plunk them in, go bang, and then they're chopped. So I'm just going to do this full box of mushrooms. So the only thing I can criticize about this chopper is not having a deeper base to it, just so you have to shake it more often. But that is really nitpicking, like. Just like that, you have chopped a full tub of mushrooms. Just be careful with your fingers on that because it is bloody sharp, mate. And then we have our casserole dish here that we're just going to throw that all into, and that's going to be the base of our roasted veg. Then we have courgette. That's, I have no idea what you guys call it in America, but it looks like this. We call it a courgette. I don't think it's an eggplant. Is it a zucchini? Is that what you call it? I know you have some weird names for things, but what you want to do here is line this up. So you chop off the base because the base is tough and hard. Throw that in your mushroom box because that's going to be waste food now. And then you want to chop so that it fits on the slicer. So there we go. And chop so that it fits on the slicer. Job done. With the courgette, then you chop it down in the middle once. And then on either side. So that you have 4 bits of courgette. Then you can put in 2 at a time into the box. And you go bang, done. And you go bang, done. Simples. Now, in this household, we love a courgette, so we're actually going to do a couple. That is a girthy boy. I'm thinking of all the hours of my life I've spent chopping up vegetables. And then this one present Emily got for Christmas has made life so much easier. Hello, darling.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Chicken.
Thank you.
And shampoo.
And shampoo.
And shampoo. And a present.
Oh, you're so cute. Thank you very much. Right, and we have some red pepper. Now, everyone I know cuts a red pepper differently, so I'm just going to show you how I do it. So, you twist off the top, you cut off the bottom, you cut down the sides, and then you just roll your knife around like this. Now, I know you could technically be a little bit more efficient using the lid, but for speed, that's number one. In fact, you don't even really need to use the mincer for that one, so I'll show you how I would naturally cut it. So you just go like this, double it up, and then slice down in chunks. And that way, whenever you're actually eating your meat, you get nice, kind of tasty, textured bits of pepper, as opposed to just a flavouring of it. And we're going to throw some green pepper in it, because why the fuck not? Tap out those seeds. The rest of them will come out whenever you cut it. So you're going to see a better idea of how I cut it with a knife here. So bottoms get wasted. And then you simply slice the knife down into there, slide it on the side, and then run your knife along the side. Boom, boom, and boom. No rinds. Okay, one seed that we can easily pick out. Simple as that. Then you want to run your knife along the middle, so you've got a nice size of baton. And then you just go boom, 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 boom. And yes, my knife skills are appalling, but I don't care because this isn't a Michelin star restaurant. It is just chopping up some veg for tea. So what I like about doing veg this way as well is you're just throwing it all into a casserole dish and baking it. That's it. You're just done. You know, you don't need to worry about saute or flambe or whatever salsa you want to do. Next we have is onion. We go with red because it has more flavor. So chop off the top, chop off the bottom, break away the skin. You want to do this bit quick so you don't start crying like a bitch. Then you chop it in half. Then you chop it in half again and in half again. Then we go back to our lovely little utility machine here. You chop in the half and you go wha bang, and then you chop in the other half and you go wha bang, and the other half wha bang, and wha bang. Full onion chopped in what was that? 30 seconds? 40 seconds? And I've not started crying yet, which is always a good thing. No doubt it'll happen any minute now, but the faster you cut an onion, the less likelihood of you crying. That's my theory, and I don't know if there's anything to back it up, but that's what I believe. And last but not least, the thing that pulls this all together. Shitloads of these bad boys. If you don't like tomatoes, grow up. They're amazing. Right, so highly recommend you do this, putting away from yourself, because tomatoes have juice, and juice squirts, and we don't want clean up duty, and we don't want to stain our hoodies, at least not for this reason. And then bang, there we go. Now what this is going to do is also release a bit of the juices, which will help lift all the little bits in this container that you weren't able to fully get out whenever you were throwing it into the casserole dish. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure that you are preheating your oven at the moment, because that way, as soon as you're done, you can just throw her in there, boys. So I actually like to give them a wee bit of a force down onto the spike so they don't roll off, but then you can just, barely any force required. It is just a bit more fun to give it a whack. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. Like, it's far better to go bang than to, you know, do a slow measured push. Bet you didn't think this is what the vlog was going to be, hey? Cooking with Sam. Oh, here, that was a big squirt. Oh no, I got a fucking got on my hoodie. Ah, my sweats, god damn it. I even said don't do it like that, and then I fucking did it like that because I'm a fucking idiot. Fucking cherry tomatoes can suck a dick, you fucking arsehole. Right, so now you're going to remember about the fact that you have an apron for this exact goddamn reason, and you're going to put it on, and you're going to feel bad about yourself because you've probably just stained your brand new sweats. So yes, now is the stage that you want to put your apron on so you don't stain yourself. That's of course this part of the recipe, and definitely not should be at the start. So there we go, a full bag of cherry tomatoes. Just one tomato. And then boom, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and you pour that in on top like that, boom. So this can now get rinsed out, and now we actually season and prepare this. So now it's all nicely chopped up. We're gonna get our hands dirty, but first we gotta get our seasonings. This changes every time I make this meal. Every single time. However, there are three major ingredients. First of all, get yourself a little bowl. This is my seasoning bowl. This is used for nothing else. Therefore, it always stays in the same place and we know what goes in it. Right, number one is garlic. Always loads of garlic. Now, I'm doing enough to season my chicken here as well as my vegetables. I do not do measurements in seasoning, because seasoning is all about the vibe, and if you've ever had Caribbean food, it's all about love. Seasoning is love. Love your food, season it with your heart. Next one, Italian herb style blend. This is basically just basil and oregano and a few other little bits in there. It is just really good to go with any kind of veg combo with chicken. So plenty of that in there. Then the best boy in the world. Smoked paprika, plenty of that in there. Because you've got tomatoes in there, smoked paprika and tomatoes are an amazing combo. So plenty of that in there, and make sure that you drop the lid in the fucking thing and get it everywhere. Next we have some Cajun seasoning, just to add a little bit of balance to it all. Don't overpower it because you're letting the paprika do the work anyway, but that's just for a little bit of a back end. And then my secret ingredient, celery salt. It just adds everything to the dish. Next, we put tiny little bit of cracked black pepper in there. The reason why I only put a little bit in is because Emily doesn't really like it, but it does add a little bit of rounding to it. And then also we put just a little bit of salt in there. Even though we got celery salt in there, and the Cajun has some salt in there, and the garlic has some salt in there, that's just to even it out. Now, every fucking food channel I see, for some reason, just throws this seasoning on top of their food, right? They don't use a dish. They throw it on top of their food, and then they rub it in with their hands. That is so goddamn stupid. Look, put it in a bowl and get a fork, right? Mix it around, right? You want to make like an even colored mix. Kind of like, you know, whenever you get those El Paso taco kits, right? Or burrito kits, whatever it is, right? You want it to be like that. And that way, you see, whenever you're seasoning your veg and your chicken, it's actually getting an even mix of all the different flavors. Like, you're putting all the flavors in for a fucking reason. You don't want one pepper to have a garlic flavor and one pepper to have a paprika flavor. You want it to have the combination flavor. So combine it beforehand, and it makes your life so goddamn easier. So now that we have the mix, we put our seasoning away because we're respectful in this house. Oh God, I haven't watched him in ages. If anyone knows where that reference is from, gold star for you. We got veg, and we got oil. Use whatever oil you want. I think this is veg. You don't need a lot. Right, there's a lot of veg in there, just to drizzle over the top, right? Your tomato's going to be doing a lot of the work anyway for your juices, so you don't need a lot. And then you just sprinkle it on until you've got a decent wee covering on top, right? Decent wee covering. Right, on like that. And then, if you don't like getting your hands dirty, get a spoon and just churn it in, right? Easy as that. Churn it about. Don't go too fast, otherwise you're going to flick shit everywhere. And trust me, that is a fact. You will flick shit everywhere. I promise you, I do it damn near every time. There we go. Some mushrooms just landed on the floor. But this can swiftly be avoided by simply getting a bigger baking tin. Or a bigger casserole dish. What you might notice now, top bits aren't as well seasoned because you only season the top of them. Well, that's why you've got a wee pot. And the same mix, you can sprinkle that on. Whereas before, you would have seasoned the top, you would have mixed it together, those bits on the top would have been heavily seasoned, and the bits on the bottom weren't seasoned at all. Right? So now, look, right, the bottom is heavily seasoned. What are you going to do? You're going to mix it in again. This way, you're actually going to get flavorful vegetables the whole way through, right? Like, this is just common sense to me. Nobody taught me. This is just common sense, right? Takes a little bit more time for prep. Yes, I can agree to that. But you see, whenever you're doing this, could last you 5 days, and it will easily. You know, and that's 2 of us eating. There we go. Now, at this stage, I always throw a little bit more on because I'm a moron. Hey. Right. And that's her ready to go into the oven. Simple, right? It's going in at 200 degrees C for about 25 minutes. Do your job, right? Done. Right, now we're looking at chicken. Now, we've already done the easy bit, okay? You're going to use a plastic board. Don't use meat on a wooden board because the wood just sucks the juices in. Yes, this is a green board. Don't come at me. I'm not in a professional kitchen. It doesn't have to be for veg. It's a plastic board. It can go in the dishwasher and it'll be fine. Okay? Fuck you. So straight in there. We can reuse the knife we used for the veg because we're contaminating the other way around. So we're now going to be using it on chicken as opposed to going from chicken to veg. So all I'm doing here is looking for any little yucky bits like blood or callus or gristle, right? Or fat that you can peel off, like obviously just like wee bits like that. It doesn't need to be a work of art. You don't need to cut it out exactly. You just don't want it to be there when you're eating it. Otherwise, it can be hard and gross, and also not the best if you're trying to lose weight, if you just have a bunch of fat on your chicken. So, there we go. Done, done, done. So, any silver you see, just get her gone. Get her gone, boy. And before it gets pointed out, I think Americans wash their chicken, and that is something that is never needed to be done in the UK. And I honestly don't know why you wash chicken, because I actually think it might cause more germs. Like, that's genuine. Somebody's going to have to Google that for me, because I'm not going to do it. But, yeah, you don't need to wash your chicken. At least in the UK, like, you might process it differently in America. But washing your chicken is just a waste of time. It does the job. You're putting it into 200 degrees Celsius. There is no germ alive that can survive that. Like, it's just as simple as that. Nay point whatsoever. Right, so what I do at this stage is arrange them top to tail, top to tail, top to tail. If you can't tell what's up and what's down, or what's the tail and what's the top, go to school. At this stage, what I do is simply just add a bit of oil onto my hands. Right, it's going to feel disgusting, but trust me, you're just going to rub it over your chicken. You actually don't want them sodden with oil. You just want a wee touch on them. This is to act as a glue for your seasoning. And as soon as you got the oil on your hands, you're going to regret the fact you didn't fill up a bucket or a basin to wash your hands in. And then now we get down to the technique. The technique that will take you farther than anything else you've seen today. Because at the moment, the techniques you've seen is buy kitchen gadget. That's about it. Right. This is a bit of an oversized pan, but get something with high edges, right? High edges. So the idea is one of your hands will stay dry. One of your hands will stay wet. Coordination is key, folks, right? So first of all, I've designated my right hand to be the dry hand. So I am going to just gently pinch over some of this mix onto the chicken, right? Dead easy, right? So yes, the right hand, or my right hand, is my dominant hand. So you might be inclined to then, because you, first of all, you've got something in your left hand, and your right hand's your dominant one, you're going to go and flip with your right. No, your left hand is your wet hand. Your wet hand is going to touch raw, right? So only with your left hand are you going to flip these over now, right? So what that means is this is the raw hand, this is the not raw hand. So now you're going to do the other side of the chicken, season it up nice and good. Now look how quickly all that seasoning went. Isn't that amazing? Right, remember, wet hand, tap, 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 tap. No rub, only taps. Right? You're not catching a case here. Oh, all tap, no, okay. So you're not rubbing the fuck out of this thing. You're not catching a case. You're just tapping it down, right? Okay? Turn it over. Make sure that you've got all of it covered. You'll see that it's now a lovely red colour. You will see little bald spots. It is what it is, but there's a slight way of fixing that. So what we're going to do now is transfer that over to your pan. Again, tiny little loop, and I mean just a little loop, right? Your hand's wet anyway, you might as well rub it about. You're just looking to cover the base. That's all you're looking to do, cover the base, right? First one in, second one in, third one in. Ooh. So they can be close, they can be touching, just don't overlap them. In fact, I'd recommend Give them all out just a wee bit of space. Wee bit of space to themselves. So, what you'll find as well on your chopping board now, you've got a whole load of seasoning that's just falling off. So, what you're going to do here is use this to patch your chicken, right? So, if you see any bald spots where there's no seasoning, now you can just sprinkle on this. And then done. Your chicken is in the pan. Now you can wash your hand. You only touched raw with one hand. You would have been fine just to wash the one. But we wash both because it's easier. So get that board out the way. And then now is what I think is the secret to keeping your chicken nice and juicy. Right? Because you're putting it into the oven, if you put it in like this, the top gets a wee bit tough and sticky. You've got to get some tin foil. I think Americans call this aluminum foil, which is stupid because it's pronounced aluminium. I don't know why I'm coming at you Americans so much today. I do apologise. But hey, if you spoke properly, I wouldn't have to. Way! So, tin foil on. And then if you have to, you put another sheet on because this is slightly wider than a sheet. Right, so all you want to do is make sure it's nice and tight around the edges, and that way it's going to keep in all the juices from evaporating away and keeps your chicken nice and juicy. So you're going to put this in for about 20 to 30 minutes on the top shelf, and then boom, you're done. That is your prep done. And that was meal prep with Sam. The next thing we're going to do is so simple. Next thing we're going to do is so simple. In any supermarket, you can get these. Right? It's something like 50 to 80p for a boil in the bag rice. Says it serves two. If it's been a long day, it definitely serves one. But Bob's your uncle. There's very little calories. There's like 200 calories for a pack. And all you're eating is vegetables and chicken. It's a dead healthy meal. Easy. And this is the outcome. Easy. Actually pose for the vlog. Go on. Go on. Oh, here, the infamous loading screen. Oh no, like it's full screen here. Like this better be impressive. I can imagine Dave is actually posing this whole time, but his webcam just wasn't connecting. Hey. Oh, so that's us done for another day. Time to go to bed, and thank God it's Friday. Oh, looking forward to having a very productive day tomorrow and night, because I'll be honest with you, I got fuck all editing done tonight. But the plan is over the weekend is to catch up on all the vlogs. So there's going to be a spat of uploads. And then I've been thinking, and I've been communicating with Matt Lore about possible different tactics to do in relation to TikTok specifically, because their batch uploader is shit, essentially. It won't accept the files anymore, so is what it is. But watch this space for TikTok news, because it's going to be quite interesting. But that does mean it is the end of the vlog, and you know the job by now. If you like it, like it. If you want to follow, subscribe, you know what to do. Links are in the description. Let us know what you want to be included on the Morning Vibes playlist. I will see you all in the morning, and peace.